Good afternoon, World Sportsman's Club members. Eric Callis coming to you this afternoon with some updates, things that have been going on in the club that I think you should know about. Obviously, we're still in this COVID lockdown situation with our 50-member meeting restrictions. Still trying to figure out some ways to do that better. And I think the first thing that I want to talk about is this coming Thursday. This would be Thursdays are regular club meeting nights. This coming Thursday, starting at 7 o'clock, I'm going to schedule between 7 and 9 p.m. And I'm going to have an open meeting where I'll post the Zoom link. Any members can come in, ask questions about things that have been going on at the club. I will, again, be glad to answer any questions there. We'll have as many board members there who are able to come. And just kind of have it be an open discussion time. It obviously won't be an official club meeting. We can't do that yet, but my goal is to get you as much information as we can about stuff. So look forward to that. I'll post the link on the ASC member forum. I'm sitting out here on my deck. It's a beautiful afternoon, but the sun does keep going in and out of the clouds, so please forgive me if the picture changes here as we go through this. So the first, I guess the next thing that I want to talk about is our special use amendment. Last week, August 19th, we had our special use amendment hearing, or actually it's a meeting before the full county board, and it was a positive outcome for us. We had our special use amendment passed, 17 yes votes, 5 no votes, and 1 abstain. And in general, what that means is we got everything we asked for. All of the improvements, including parking, roads, range improvements on the east side, the west side, and in the shotgun areas. We've got new docks that we're going to be able to put into the lakes. We've got obviously the new range buildings that were part of that are approved. And in the newsletter that will be coming out to you within the next week or so, there will be an article that I wrote that contains all of the details about what you can expect each year through 2024. Kind of starting here in the fall of 2020 with what we're going to hopefully get to pending the second piece, which I'll get to in a second. Right, but I'm going to walk you through year by year the projects that the board has agreed to move forward with and their aggregate costs. I'm going to tell you this, that the schedule and the project list there is dependent on assessments. And I know we've got folks out there who feel negatively about the assessments, and I understand that. But I think this is really the first time as members you are going to see a detailed plan, right, that will tell you in this year, this is what our goals are to complete. That being said, we all know that projects can run over budget, they can run under budget. Right? And there may be a little bit of headroom that we have extra potentially at the end of a year. So if projects do run over budget in a given year, things may have to slide back. If we run under budget, things may slide forward. But based on our best work, we think that the project cost presented in the document that's included in that newsletter is where we're going to be. So that's an exciting thing. What that means for you as members is moving forward, and again, I've got more to talk about this in a future bullet point here. The board will be bringing assessments forward, a recommendation for assessment through 2024. As always, it is up to the members whether or not they want to approve that assessment, but the items that you are going to be voting for or against will be known to you exactly. Right? These are the projects that you will see done. If there are any changes to those, you will be notified. There is always the possibility that we end up in another lawsuit, right? Or that, I mean, it's 2020, we could get hit by an asteroid, right? So if those things happen, we may need to change, but you will get full disclosure on any changes that we need to make with that. So that's really exciting news. We are primed and in position to really see an amazing set of improvements come forward to the club. The other piece of that, though, is the site plan. So the special use permit is kind of a theory, right? This is the math. This is how many square feet you can have under roof. These are the types of things you can do. Then there is what are those things and what do they look like actually? And that really what that means for us is a lot of the dirt work and drainage. That's really the primary areas of concern that the county has with our operation. They want to make sure that we're not flooding our property, that we're not flooding our neighbor's property, that we are doing things in a proper and safe way that makes sense. We had hoped to have that submitted by now. The engineer we are working with, it's a small operation, and he has had some deaths in his family recently, which has put him behind on getting our work done. We really hope to have that submitted as very soon as possible, because we cannot get our building permits until that site plan has been approved by the county. That is about a 30-ish day plan, maybe a little bit more, from what we've been told. So that is the second piece. So you will probably not see any big work be done in the next 30 days, but hopefully pretty shortly after that. And that really is going to be a continuation of all the great stuff you've seen this summer on the west side. Next thing, yesterday I was out at the Lynch Shoot. The Lynch Shoot for the Vets is a project that we have worked together with the Lynch Foundation on for the past several years. And it's just one of the great things about Aurora Sportsman's Club is our support for veterans and veterans-based organizations. The Lynch Foundation is one of those groups that fills an important niche for our veterans who kind of need that extra help every now and then making ends meet. And they are very low-key. They guard the members, the privacy of those people that they donate to, and they're always looking for ways to generate funds. And Aurora Sportsman's Club has been proud to be associated with the Lynch Foundation over the years. We have several charity things that we do at ASC over the course of a year, but this one I think is one that means a lot to many of our members, especially veterans. So that was exciting to see, and it was a great turnout and a great event. Speaking of great events, Zombieshoot is coming up soon. A little bit less than a month. We've got September 12th booked for the Zombieshoot. We're always looking for volunteers to come out and work. If you haven't got your work hours completed yet for the year, make sure you reach out to volunteering at aurorasc.org. You can sign up using our volunteer spot link on the website. Setup is on September 11th. We need a lot of hands to set up, we need a lot of hands to work, and then we need some hands to tear down as well. So if you are interested in getting your work hours in or helping us out, please reach out. This is the time. Don't wait till the last minute. The other thing I want to make sure I give a shout out to is all the folks who, like myself, I've been a member of the club since 2012. I've worked Zombieshoot every year. I've not shot in it once. We have a lot of members like that are really out there to put on a great event for everybody and be great ambassadors of the club. And for all of you, you have my heartfelt thank you. Next update is around membership. Obviously, our membership process was sidetracked due to the COVID restrictions that we were under for several months. And I want to just kind of give a big shout out to the whole membership department, right? Tony leads that department for coming up with an alternative way to get members into the club to try to maintain that 2,500 member cap. In July and August, they held 4 new member orientations and range safety checks. Tony has moved all the preliminary information to that online. There's an online tour, an online presentation they have to watch. Board members conduct those interviews via phone so that when they come into the club to do their range safety checks, they are ready to go. And there were some hiccups in the first round, pretty minor. We made some adjustments, and Rich Smith, John Conti, and their crew have done a yeoman's job. They're processing 50 to 60 new members out there on every new range safety check day out there. So great job, everyone. It's an important thing for us. That puts, as of today, when I'm recording this, at 2,608 members. Remember, our goal is to maintain 2,500. That number may go up just a couple here and there. I know we had some policemen, for instance, who had to cancel their previous appointments with us to come certify because they were called in for riot duty, things like that. We want to try to accommodate those folks and get those in. So I expect that number to go up just by a few over the next month or so. Our next big member initiation drive is going to be in October, and I think we've already got between 50 and 60 folks in the queue for that. So great things, and hopefully we get some more members coming out of Zombieshoot as well. Great job, membership department. The club constitution is been largely the same since at least I've been a member, right? Every year we have two times a year where we can introduce and put amendments onto our constitution. Again, due to COVID, we had to actually suspend that this year. We had a kind of a special meeting out on the range to do that. And our hope is that we can figure out a way to get members to be able to submit amendments. And the Constitution Committee is one that I have invoked this year to really scour the Constitution to make sure that we are in compliance both with the Illinois non-for-profit laws and also with current best practices. We have a committee of 4 who's been working on that. Tony Jarvis and Mike Polk from the board, and Nancy Donaldson, and one of our members, Brian O'Neill, who's a lawyer who specializes in non-for-profit governance. And they have been kind of going over our Constitution with a fine-tooth comb, trying to restructure it. The board just got their first look at that a couple weeks ago at our regular board meeting. The board does have some concerns and wants to talk about it more before we bring it out to members. We want to try to make sure that it reflects the values that we believe that members have for the club. That being said, the board will have a special workshop. The date has not been set yet, but we hope to get that set in this coming week, where we have some more time to fine-tune that. We will then present that to the members and vote on it at a date to be announced, along with any other assessment or amendments that might be brought forward. Doing everything in the age of COVID is tough, and I want to make sure that members have enough time with eyes on this, and obviously be in compliance with our current Constitution as well. Something that's related to that is club elections, because they both involve voting of sorts. The other thing that kind of I've asked our board to do, and I've got a special committee that's being headed by Rich Smith and Brandon Stainer, another board member who's working on it, is to look at our election procedures and try to find ways to increase members' opportunities to vote. And we've got a club member, Rich Hodel, who again is also an attorney who's got extensive experience working with real elections, governmental elections, and he's offering his expertise and insight to the group as a club member. This is a tough one, especially in the age of COVID. One of the things that the committee, who gave an initial report at this last board meeting, feels strongly about is protecting the identity of all ASC members. And while online voting has been discussed as a possibility, pretty much unanimously that committee has decided that they are not comfortable with giving our membership database to an outside organization to run an online election. So right now they are trying to seek ways to increase opportunities and make voting easier in person. That is the focus of that group. They have not submitted a final report yet, but just this last week we got them involved with our club general counsel, because we want to make sure that we are compliant with the law in the age of COVID. So look for more information about that coming down the pike as well. COVID has really made things very difficult, and one of the things that, not just in the club, but overall, with people living online more and more, the incidence of online fraud and online crime has escalated. Where I work, some of you may not know, I do IT for a living, and so therefore I'm involved in security. And this is a problem everywhere. School districts, businesses, and unfortunately ASC have all been victims of online crime. In mid-April, we received an email which on the surface appeared to be from me to our treasurer, Glenn, asking him to wire about $7,500 to an account in Georgia. Glenn proceeded to wire that money, and after he did so, kind of rethought his decision and sent me an email. Said, you asked me to wire this money, right? And I said, no, I haven't made any request to wire money. I haven't purchased anything that required a money transfer. We immediately reached out to the police. Glenn filed a police report. We contacted the bank, tried to stop the transfer. It was too late for that. And we immediately reported that to our board of directors. And essentially that's an ongoing matter. I really don't have a lot of faith that we're going to see that money back. Board member Dean Diddell kind of took the lead on reaching back out with the banks rather than having Glenn investigate that, or myself, since my name was involved. Dean reached out to me and offered to kind of be the point man on that. And he did speak to the banks, and there is not any malfeasance on the part of anybody at ASC that we can determine. Glenn's an honorable guy. He has really saved us a lot of money in several areas, right? He is a certified public accountant. We no longer pay an outside accountant for that work. Just recently, in the time that I've been president, he has brought forth the idea of shopping our loan around. He recently caught some errors in a bank document that saved us a bunch of money. So we have no reason to believe that anything nefarious was going on. This was one of those unfortunate things where, in his interest to try to make things happen at the club and not cause unnecessary delays, we have become the victim of a phishing attack. So just in the interest of transparency to members, I wanted to kind of let you guys know that did happen, and it has been investigated to the extent that we were able to do so. As always, guys, if you have any questions about anything in this presentation or anything kind of related to club, feel free to reach out to me. My direct email is on the website, just president@aurorasc.org is really the best way to get a hold of me. Include your number. I do work all day, so it's not always easy to get a hold of me, but I try to return member phone calls as soon as possible. If I can't get to you during the day, I'll give you a call in the evening. Here's looking forward to the rest of the year. Please be patient, as you have been, in helping us to get through all these kind of COVID-related things that we're trying to navigate. Unfortunately, it looks like we may be kind of heading back in a negative direction based on some of the news that we're seeing. We'll just have to see how it goes. Your board is trying to do everything they can to keep the club running and keep our projects and our goals moving forward. Until next time, enjoy the club. I hope to see you out there.